Okay.
So we have very very good evening, all of you. We are live with the Prime Cat 5 live analysis. So yeah, there is already a question that says in aspiration account the analysis date was 22nd June. See, the actual schedule for the mocks was released quite early, but when we did Prime Cat 4 analysis, we had announced that going forward we'll do all live mock analysis on Tuesdays at 8:30. That is why we are here on Tuesday at 8:30. As of now, there are about as of now there are about 1200 students who took the Prime Cat 4 Prime Cat 5, which started this weekend. What are your initial expressions, Jijo? What is your initial impression about Prime Cat 4 Prime
Well, I
Cat
don't
5?
have at this point in time. I don't have initial impression because I've seen the analysis. So my impression is not initial, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's get this one started. I think GP will join in. Let me know when he joins. Quite close to cat is what Arjun says. So let me put this on the screen. Let's do the analysis. So the first thing, of course, is to give a sense in terms of. So this was the number of. This was based on the total submission that happened till 6 p.m. I know that the Prime Cat mock test is it's open. You can take it anytime. So this number would obviously include. When we start with the countdown cats with the CDC, that is when we have strict timelines. But Prime Cat is kind of you can take it anytime. So we had 1239 submissions, test submissions. So this is the overall score. I believe that when you look at, for example, CAT 2021 to this date, you can see that probably about a question different. But mind you that these scores are scale score. There are three slots, and then they use a formula to kind of get one score which can be compared across three sections, so which then means that this will probably be in line with this. So it says that about 99 percentile. I think at this point in time, since the number of test taker is 1231, would not give that much of sort of sense in terms of what the test is, but it's probably closer to about 100. So this is where we are with respect to the overall case. So at this point in time, the if let's say that to get 90 to get about 99 percentile, you would have to score close to about 31, 32 questions net correct, which is typically what you'll actually find in the cat. 50 percentage of the question if you get correct wherever you are. This has always been the case. You are bound to sort of do really well in the test. Ravi, your take on this?
Yeah, it seems that 94 score karna was okay possible, but scoring more than 100 is not probably possible in this paper. That is what a 99.5 at 96 while 99 at 94 suggests. But as you said that, with fewer number of submissions this time around, it is generally not a good idea to focus on your percentile at this point in time. Rather focus on your score and see how you can improve while you are taking the mocks subsequently. So I think okay, in the sense of level of difficulty, again, just like we did last time, Jijo, I think it is more or less on similar lines. Okay, there are already comments coming in which say ki Tejas Binsale over here is saying VA was was scary. Arpit Agarwal is saying that LRDI and Quant was good. VARC was a bouncer again for me. Debolina and Arjun are saying it is very close to cat. So that is what we try to generally make it. So basically, you will find that your scores will ponder around in and around those cutoff scores of cat itself. That because we play around with those level of difficulty, and I think it turned out to be a pretty decent paper in that sense.
Okay. So let's go section by section. Let's start with VRC section. I can already see somebody saying that VRC had a problem with humanism passage. PA was scary, and Those are the things that I'm hearing. So let's take your take, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of. I'm guessing that you would have found VRC section this time around slightly more manageable than what we saw in the last mock. The last mock definitely the DLR kind of made up for the pressure that you found in the VRC section. So let's just quickly get to in terms of the score distribution. You actually have to find the score distribution would be probably kind of pretty close to at least 2020, and maybe about slightly one question or difficult when it comes to 2021. But by and large, this particular VR section, if you see the distribution of the score, it's more or less aligned to the kind of challenge that you'll get in the cat. So one of the things that we wanted to do this time around was to keep it as close to cat as possible, and still that's what you see here. So if you're looking at something like a 90th percentile, so you're looking at close to about getting 9 questions net correct. 85th percentile, you're looking at something like a 8 questions net correct, which is probably what you see in the cat as well. And if you want to hit the 99th percentile, you're looking at about 10 question net correct. And if you want to hit the 99th percentile, you're looking at close to about 14 questions net correct. uh, so was it possible to look at it? So let's look at what happened in the test. Okay, so this is our analysis of the paper in terms of accuracy versus attempt. For those of you tuning in for the first time, you know that this particular area graph. This represent the percentage of students who attempted the question, and out of those percentage attempt the question, this bar graph talks about what percentage of the students got that question correct. So you here, for example, 77% of the students attempted that particular question number 5. Out of those who attempted, 36% of the students got the question correct. Anything above 60% or something very close to about 60%, you can see a green. That suggests that if let's say 60% of the people or the test takers got it right, then naturally probably it's going to be an easy question. Anything to about 40 to 60 is like a medium one. It's not difficult to handle, maybe a little bit of a trap. Anything less than that, we'll put it in the red story. So let's start with the story in terms of what happened. So if we've got these passages at the outset, what I can see in terms of the choice of the passage, I think if you look at the second passage, Matablians, that is almost, if you look at the attempt range, is about 80% of you decided I'm going to solve this passage. And then the second favorite was this one, which is about 60% of you attempted, though some of you skipped question number 3. And then you had this third, this particular passage is about on an average 45%, 50%, and this is in the 30%. My sort of feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you kind of read probably the first line, or maybe you was talking about post-humanism. This, I think the first paragraph is just one sentence here about liberal environmentalism. I think that some of you went and read this and decided, oh, this is not my cup of tea. Is that yeah, is that the story, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of how you ended up making that uh, kind of a decision? So one. What turned out was the easy questions were here in those two passages. So by the way, universal grammar as a passage from a reading point of view probably would be slightly painful than the liberal environmental passage, or even for that matter humanist passage. But you had questions that you could name. There is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is sort of the easy questions that you found. And I can also count a couple of questions. These are all questions which were probably manageable as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 questions which were medium. So it to me it was possible to look at getting about maybe about 8 questions. I think today I can look at 4 categories of students here. Category number one are those students, just give me a second, okay. Category number one are those students who evaluate all questions. I'm not saying that you will mark the answer to all the question, but evaluate everything. Category number two is the 3 RC plus VA. So you're saying that I probably take about 8 minutes, 9 minutes to solve these RC. So I can in about 28 minutes, maybe I can knock off the three RC. There are those who will do all the RCs, but then skip the VA, don't have enough time. Maybe there is this two RC plus a VA situation. So which is your number? Where are you? One, two, three, four, ladies and gentlemen. Um, here you can put the number on your chat box in terms of where you put. Are you one where you look at all the RCs or everything, or are you number two with three RC and VA questions? So I can see a lot of twos. Shreya is one. Akshita, Arjun, I can see one. I can see two. I can see a four. Okay, couple of fours. Uh, and I can see a lot of one. Okay, so I've got fours, I've got ones. So obviously to start off with, when you are here, my feeling is that you are spending way too much time or even doing over analysis with respect to the questions. You're getting stuck in questions. You're probably looking at 12 minutes, 30 minutes. You may be reading the paragraph twice to understand the paragraph, and this is largely because of maybe we have to expose ourselves to more number of expose ourselves to varied kind of topic. When you look at the sources of these one, this was taken from Guardian, which was an article. This was taken from Encyclopedia of International Encyclopedia of Human Geography. That's a book. This is taken from a book which is Encyclopedia of Ethics, I think, or Applied Ethics, something like that. That is taken from a book. This was taken from a journal. So cat gives that range. So there's one was on natural sciences, one was humanities, couple of social sciences. You would expose yourself. I can understand where you are today in terms of 3 RC and 4 BA. The only problem that you'll probably end up facing is at the end of the day, the level of difficulty of a particular passage will be determined by the questions, and more importantly with respect to the options. But that is fine. So the only advice that I have for you at this point in time when you're taking the test is not to get stuck in questions. Okay, so that's just my advice for those of you taking picking up everything, and I'm sure that you're at least some element is fine, your reading is okay. You So everybody's a different place, we still have a lot of time. But again, you keep on you time and again you keep seeing this. It is not like every single question is full. I'm still wondering as to why uh, uh, people look at people at it. It is not like this. The passage was difficult. It was kind of start by saying what humanism is, introduce us as what post-humanism is, which is kind of against humanism, then gives three kind of post-humanism, then applies that to geography, and that's what the passage was. I think it was if you have got the structure, some of the question could have been done. This was okay. The last passage, for example, the last question, I really don't know why people would have made a mistake. The author has never given his opinion in this particular passage. Author is saying this, the Shalat is gentleman who's saying this. Then there is Patrick, I think, is saying this. Author is merely saying that what other people are saying. It was neutrality. So I will strongly recommend, of course, you go back and redo all the questions, and that's the case. And when it comes to the here the VA question this time around, usually what you find is that the paragraph jumble was slightly more easier than last time. This time you have this paragraph summary where a couple of questions were kind of easy. I will actually count this one question manageable. Please do understand, paragraph jumble, there is no negative marking. People will mark this. So I think that the problem would have happened for the third paragraph. Somebody talks about atheism. Maybe the subject was slightly painful, and you really could not pick what is the author wants to do. So that probably fell for certain trap. Overall, what I look at this one is that maybe about three you can get from here. Net three correct, maybe about seven you could get from here. That's about 10. That will probably push you to that position. I would obviously encourage you to continue to work with paragraph jumble, and an odd sentence. There is a method and way in which the cat creates this question. It is not direct cut paste. So I will encourage all of you to refer to 2018, 19, and 2021 passages for paragraph jumble. I'm not really looking at 2017 because they had 5 sentences, and 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21 passages for odd sentence. Ensure that you solve every single question, learn from those questions, and that will make a lot of difference to these two things. You must not ignore these paragraph jumble odd sentence. Just don't ignore. I can still see many students not even attempting it. There are 10 questions here, sorry, 8 questions here. These 8 questions, even if let's say you can eventually get about 5 questions net correct, and then look at where we are, right? So if you look at even the last 2 years, that's about what, 15 questions here, 15, 16 questions. If I can knock up about 5 questions from here, you see that it's very high chance you're going to crack the particular test. So overall, when I look at this test was in terms of the reach of the questions, the type of passages. This test offers you a lot of learning. I will strongly encourage you to go back and redo all the questions before you look at the solutions. Do watch the video. I have so far uploaded the video of all the RCs. I'm yet to do that for VA, which I'll do it post this session. So that probably will be available to you tomorrow. But I think that I do watch them, and ladies and gentlemen, this will really help you. So that's where I will close the whole thing. And yep. So hey,
Thanks, Jijay.
shout
Thank you.
out. Thank you, Arjun. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, VARC 1000 is helping a lot, is what Arjun Maitro is saying. That's wonderful. So, Jijo, I'll need you to help me with the PPT to continue with our DILR and QA.
There you go. Huh.
Yo,
So
I don't know. Before I start, okay, just go back. Before you start, hey, how was the DILR section? Can I just have some quick reactions on the screen, on the chat rather? Reactions coming up, kind of things, because the videos for all the four sets I have made very, I mean, it's almost a replica of your CAT 2021 slot 1 section. Arpan Sarkar is saying easy. Hard Shah is saying manageable. Similar to Cat is Pallav. Easy, 3 easy, manageable, easy than earlier, easier than last. 3 sets could have been done. Moderate, 2 sets were doable. 1 set I did half. Shreya says this. Okay, a lot of these questions which keep coming in. And the problem, when people come back and say that easy, and therefore they felt that it was easily doable, then let's look at the marks now. Let's look at the marks now. And that is what we will look at it. There were 20 questions. There were 20 questions, 60 marks, and yet, just at 30 marks, you would have got a 99th percentile. Now, if 3 sets were easy, I presume that even if you take a 6 question set and a 4 question set and a 4 question set, 14 questions, 14 threes should have been 42 marks. Even if I'm not considering that a set of 6 was easy, I only consider that the 4 question sets were easy and 1 6 question set was easy. You should have got 42 marks. At 42, you will close to get a 100 percentile. So Ashmita Samadar, I like the positiveness that she is putting it across. Very easy, got 91.2 percentile in DILR this time. 91.2, Ashmita would give you 22 marks, just about 22 marks. When the paper is so very easy, why are we thinking of getting only 22? I don't understand this. Arun Jyoti Sharma, 3 sets manageable. What do you mean by that? When you say 3 sets are manageable, so again, out of 14, are you going to get 12 correct and 2 wrong, 11 correct and 3 wrong? That will be 99 percentile, which is what Prime 4 is. You know what, Jijo? Actually, I was just going through this set. It was very, very easy, to be honest with you. But it was still difficult than CAT 2020. When you look at the 99th percentile or the 97th percentile or even the 95th percentile, only at the 90th percentile and the 85th percentile, it's slightly easier.
yeah.
Yeah, it is Krishna Goyal, absolutely correct. It was very similar to the slot one of Cat 21. Incidentally, I have done this session. I have done that slot one. Therefore, when I was solving it, I was like, wow, this to ye to main pehle dekh chuka hu. I have already seen this question, kind of feeling I had. Now, Jijo would have said this many number of times, and I have said this. GP would have said this. What you need to understand, gentlemen and ladies, we are on June 21st. The exam is 5 months and 6 days away. If only you can revise, repeat these kind of sets again and again and again on a regular basis, you will start seeing that the 40 minutes is more than 40 minutes are more than sufficient to be able to score that 99 or 99.5%, like our friend Prakar Mishra has scored at 33 marks. Avkat score is high for this paper. Arjun Maitro, you know, I like the fact that each one of you have an Avkat score which is higher than the actual score, which is always going to be true in general. But the gap between the Avkat score and your real score has to keep on reducing. If it doesn't reduce, then the problem is not your knowledge levels, the problem is your mental strength and the ability to have that strength in the exam of 40 minutes so that you don't lose out on the marks. I think that is what you need to develop over the next 5 months. We are only in the prime mock at 5. We have 25 mocks to go. 15 of them are countdown mocks coming up. I think that is very, very important. So basically, Ashmita says I was managed only one set, but this time managed three. So I feel there is an excellent. Ashmita, this is when there is one reason why you have said that, and I like that. It's a very important observation you have made, Ashmita Samaddar, and that is that a familiar set, a familiar set becomes easier. A familiar set, when you see it the second time in an exam, it doesn't intimidate you. It doesn't make you feel yaar ye kya karun kind of things. Okay, and I think that is what we are trying to look at for the next 25 mocks also. So out of the 30 mocks, if you kind of really go through each and every one of them, I am pretty sure that you will be able to get each and every each of the every section becomes that much more easier. Naveen is asking, what is Avkat score? Jijo, I think this is your word. I would like you to.
Naveen, it's just a simple story. So basically, what happens is that you have a test score. Now, test score is under test condition, right? And then let's say that you have some sort of a target in mind in terms of score that you want to achieve, and we start looking at this is the gap that I need to fill. But in reality, this in the test, like people are saying that I might would have messed up, I would have made a silly mistake, I did something. So I have to actually test. So what have to do is post the test is done, I will redo all the question, of course, that I did not get correct in the test. I would have got some question correct, some question I did not get correct, some question I did not solve. Out of these questions, how many I would have got correct? And out of these questions, how many I could have got correct? And the remaining, of course, would be those questions I need to still work on, right? I don't know, I don't have the knowledge. But if I calculate, if I add these three things together, that particular score is just my औकात, मेरा औकात कितना है. So the now that means that this gap is a gap which is the competence gap or a knowledge gap. You need to learn more to achieve that because you just don't know. This gap is what Alks was saying at this point in time. This gap is an execution gap. So you know stuff. What if, for example, for some reason your usually your outcast score and maybe target score is very close. So that's basically what is being discussed. All right. So I think that when I looked at this, where did he go?
Sorry.
Okay, something up. You're back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry
So,
about that. Some quick internet problem. So you have enough. You talked about the Avkat score. As very correctly, all of you and Ashmita, you have said, the first set is the DI, a pure DI set. And almost all the 6 questions were very, very straightforward. To my mind, I think people should have got 5 on 6 or 6 on 6 much easily. And that's exactly what we have seen as far as the score is concerned. You can see that the maximum number of people have attempted it also. And the percentage of accuracy for each of the questions also is upwards of 60% for almost all the first 5 questions. Only the last question was a little bit difficult. It's a mixed graph, very simple, straightforward data interpretation. For this set was a very similar set in CAT 2021, my friends. And Krishna Goyal, it's about again making sure that similar kind of sets will keep coming in CAT if you look at all the previous year's papers. This is also a very, very important caveat I want to give you, that when people say that it is more LR and less DI, and therefore they don't look at the speed mathematics or understanding how to improve your solving of simple calculations or improving your calculations, you are going to miss out quite a bit on this. For example, Ashmita, you would have done the first set very easily, but if you have spent 12 minutes on that, and that's, I think, probably a criminal offense according to me. You need to spend a very easy set, probably 6-7 minutes, and you'd have to complete all the 8 questions. Of course, I do understand that 1 or 2 questions would have been better not to solve it all in the mixed graph. The arrangement and teacher said very correctly see that it was far more complicated, and that's the reason why less number of people have attempted. Only 15% people have actually attempted the first question, and less than 5% or less than 8% for the other 3. So I am saying people have understood, at least in this particular set, that the set number 2 should not have been solved, and they have not solved it. I think that's a very, very good learning as far as the paper is concerned. But before I move on to the third set, I want you to go back to your analysis and check out whether you have spent too much time on that. For example, if you spent 4 minutes and then left it out, maybe you need to kind of improve that by at least a minute or two, by saying that, okay, the moment I read it, I take my decision much, much more faster before I move on. The fourth set, grouping set theory, actually, Jijo, was a sitter. Very, very, very simple sitter. I am surprised why people did not get question number 41. It was also very, very straightforward. I am extremely surprised because all the four questions, 47 seconds is good one, Arjun. 4 questions were easy. Probably I would have expected that you would have got all the 3 or 4 right. And even the second, missing data multiplex. The first 3 questions, again, this is a very interesting set, Jijo, just to give you an idea. This set, missing set multiplex, had 2 sets almost in the 6-question set. It almost like a 2 different sets within that. The first 3 questions required you to solve one type of set, and the last 3 was another type of set. What I am a little surprised that people have not attempted enough. But if you had attempted enough, the first 3 questions alone, just the first 3 questions alone, you would have got all 3. So I just want to, okay, what would have been ideal for you in this particular paper? Out of the first 6 questions, minimum 4 or 5 questions, like everybody has done, that should have been ideal. Set 2, probably within 2 minutes, should have been left out. And set 3, the first 3 questions, I am saying you should have got 9 marks there. 3 questions. And set 4, again, I'm a little surprised. All 4 questions should have been very, very straightforward and easy. There is not even a single question which is difficult in that sense. That means at least 11 questions, if not 12. 11 questions. Getting out of them right would have given you that 99 percentile. 30 marks was 99 percentile, mind you, and 34 would have been 99.5 percentile. Okay, so this is again which is going to happen again and again for you. The problem is not about solving, like Krishna Goyal as how can replica sets help us, because every set will be some replica of the other, or the in the CAT exam also. So therefore, the concept you are learning will become reinforced the more similar sets that you do, rather than trying to think of solving many variety of sets. There is nothing like many variety of sets. It's the concepts which are important, and the faster you understand the concepts and the faster you grasp in the exam hall, you will get it much better.
Arks, remember, I think it was 2017 or 2018, there was one DLR set which was exact sort of same as a
Of
set that came
2004 or
in
2005, right?
2004 sets.
2004,
Same.
exact similar, ditto,
The
with
difference,
the questions and numbers also. Absolutely.
number same. I think they had changed the story behind numbers the same. We have seen in the cat, for example, in years, the similar kind of questions being from one year. You can see the similar type of questions coming in maths a lot. So there is obviously not going to be exact replica, but the skill set they're testing is one and the same. So the idea is that so one of the things that you should ask yourself, if let's say this question had come in the cat in the previous year, and we are preparing for let's say 3 months now, why the hell are we not able to even understand this replica question?
That
Which
is
means that
one. One is not understanding is a second level. I mean, understanding, and you should get all 6 into 3, 18 marks. If you're not getting it, then there's a problem. So what if it's a replica? So what if it's a replica? If it's a replica and you've got 60 on 60, then I would say, boss, the replica made a no difference to you. If it has made, if you have got less than 60 marks and it's a replica, then that means we have not learned what we have done.
yeah,
Okay, mama. Okay, the next one is of course the QA. QA was a very typical QA this year. If you look at it, this prime mark 5. Once again, if I look at the numbers, again we have tried to make sure that. Interestingly, what we have tried to do is the last 4 questions were difficult this time, Jijo. Out of the
okay,
22 questions, what we made is the last 4 questions we made it a little difficult. You know, there is a tendency for some people to start from the last. Of course, there are tendency from starting from the first for a variety of people or a lot of people. The idea is to break any kind of a monotony in your way of solving, or more importantly, improve your method of solving by nullifying the effect of the easy questions being either at the beginning or at the end. this
yeah,
is this is something which we keep experimenting, and that's what we seem to have done in this particular paper. But of course, the prime mockat 5 was far difficult than 20, and very very similar to the 2021 paper. Very very similar to the 2021 paper. You can see that 11 net out of 22, that is half of the questions, would have got you a 99th percentile. So Arjun, 13 into 3 is 39, would have given you a 99.6, 99.7 percentile. So even 99.8 percentile. So that's absolutely fine, Arjun. Oh, Hard Shah, for example, you can see this. He started from the last and you got 2 out of 4 questions. Now I'm going to ask you, go back to your timing analysis hard and check out कितना टाइम दिया है पहले 4 क्वेश्चंस के लिए. I think that is very, very important too. That is very, very important too. And very clearly, what we have tried to do, if you go and just go to the, just before you go to the next one, just before you go to this, I want one other thing for every one of you who's listening here. Those of you are anyway getting 95, 99 percentile, great. Try to get that 99.5. But those of you are getting less than 75 percentile, less than 80 percentile, who are not able to crack, somewhere one thing I'm going to tell you this, that it's always going to be true even in cat 2022, and Jijo can confirm this for me once again. You are, if you can solve 5 net questions, very high chance that you will get more than 80 percentile. This year it is 85 percentile, but 5 questions in 40 minutes with 22 questions to choose from. 22 questions to choose from. 5 net correct, or pick 5 easy questions for yourself. 40 minutes to solve. Even if, let's say, theoretically, I am saying, out of the 22, you are leaving out 17 questions. That means 17 questions you have to read and leave. Let's say it takes you 8.5 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. But the other 5 questions, you have 30 minutes to solve. Vishal, this is for you. I am telling you this very clearly. Out of the 22 questions, if you leave out 17 questions, after spending ½ minute on each of those questions, that's 7 and 8.5 minutes to 10 minutes. There will still be the picking of the right five easy questions in arithmetic, algebra, geometry, numbers, or whatever else miscellaneous that you have. 6 minutes per question you actually have to be able to solve five questions and get an 85 percentile. For the life of me, I do not understand why people are panicking in an exam. The reason why you don't do it is because you have not practiced it enough. You are trying to go and play a game straight out of your bed without practicing, without doing a little bit of an exercise. I think that is what is probably the ills of not getting marks. Somebody is getting 55 percentile, it means that you have got less than 9 marks. That's three questions in 22. That means you have not done your arithmetic, you have not done anything in arithmetic or an algebra or a geometry for that matter. This is the time. 5 months to go, 5 full months to go. Even if you pick up arithmetic today and spend the next 2 months on arithmetic, 9 questions will come in arithmetic, my friends. 9 questions. Even if you can get 6 correct, you are going to get 90th percentile. For a person who is from a BA English who hates mathematics, even for him or her, you should be able to get it.
There are
Jiju.
I'm going to pick a few questions. I'm going to start with the one question which Kanika asked, which is I'm stuck at the same score, and I don't know what that score is, high, low. I don't know. If it's very high score, you're stuck at it, you'll be happy. If it's a low score, you're stuck at it, you'll be sad. Uh, Naveen asked a question in CAT 92 percentile, CAT 21 92 percentile, 90 to 91 percentile. Naveen, this is what I want you to see. So when you look at the difference between 90 92 percentile, when you look at this difference or look at that particular difference, we are looking at about 6 questions. This is about 5 questions. This is about 8 questions, right? The fluctuation is sort of bound to happen in terms of percentile. What you will have to do if you have to break free from that place is to start moving to adding another 5 to 6, which means at some level my concepts in some area I need to work hard, right? Which comes back to the question that Kanika has asked me, and for example Rahul is asking here. I scored 0 in mock 1, 30 in today's mock week in algebra. What to do?
Fantastic.
Which is fantastic. So if you're stuck at the same score, I think what that is just a symptom, right? That is just a symptom. You have to figure out what the problem is, and that is what the first thing that you have to do, Kanika, is keep it absolutely simple. Redo all the question once again without a time limit. Redo everything. Let and then try and learn from it. Okay. You. I think one of the things that people don't do uh, is that we look at mock test as a reflection of something. Mock test is a preparation tool. It Mock test is not going to give you any admission to any college, right? If you even if you let's say, yeah, but if you don't do well in mock test, it's still fine. It's nothing. But what I have to do is I have to learn from each test. I don't know what kind of effort or analysis that you put in. Did you redo all the questions? Do you understand your problem? Did you go back and revise the questions? Go back. Did you note all the questions together? Every single mock test. So, for example, if you're 30 mock tests, you'll get close to about 600, slightly more than, probably about 650 odd questions from mathematics will be available to you. I have to keep on going back to those questions and learning every single time, and that is only a way to improve, I think. And your score will improve. So there is no doubt in my mind that your score will improve. Right? Just that. This is so I put the topic also here: algebra, arithmetic, geometry, numbers, arcs. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you can clearly see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. Almost all of them are arithmetic. All of them, except one in geometry, of course. 5 of them are arithmetic. 5 of them are arithmetic.
Did I miss anything? No. Well, so we have got one, two, three, four. Arithmetic is four.
Four arithmetic, two
Algebra is
algebra, one algebra.
two. I think one algebra.
No, two
Uh,
algebra, right?
I miss. Did it?
Two geometry. Sorry, two geometry. Correct. Two geometry.
Two
Geometry was
geometry.
two.
Uh,
Even otherwise, so algebra is one and two geometry. Even otherwise, Gijo, and this is for every one of you who would have to look at it. Let's say I didn't do geometry at all. I'm not good in that. Even if I had got my arithmetic all four correct, I would have got my 75%. And by the way, there were nine questions of arithmetic, if I'm not wrong. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Oh, sorry, my mistake. There are 13 arithmetic, but I think there is some kind of mistake because when I checked it was about 10. Could
Maybe
be
maybe
like
some arithmetic I would have treated as algebra
equations.
maybe. Uh,
Equations, sometimes
uh,
you put it in arithmetic, sometimes you put in algebra,
Correct.
actually. It's a very
Uh-huh.
difficult decision to make, actually. But again, what I'm trying to say, my friends, is that with 13 questions in arithmetic, at least the way Sir has put in, Jija Sir has put in, four questions, you would have got a 75 percentile. Those of you are not getting 75 percentile. The other way around of looking at it is, if you can get the easy questions correct, if you can get the simple easy questions correct, this is my Jijo, I want you to put up, if you can, two
Hmm.
things. Easy seven questions are there. Easy seven questions are there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. And medium nine questions are there. Now, the point is, out of the seven easy questions, somebody should do six correct at least. Difficult, you forget about it. Difficult, you forget about it. Can you do six questions out of this easy? That means about 80 to 85% correct. And from the medium, around four or five questions correct. That's it. Four questions to five questions correct. If you can do 50% of medium level questions correct and 80+% of easy level of questions correct, you are going to comfortably score a 99 percentile. This has been true for time immemorial as far as CAT is concerned.
Correct.
This has been absolutely true for CAT, my friends. And there is no reason why a prime mock CAT or a countdown CAT that we are going to give you will be different. The idea, and just to reiterate what Jijo sir has said, the idea of a mock is not that you will get that same in the exam. You are saying that, hey, boss, have I got my strategy of spending that 40 minutes correct? Have I been able to identify the easy questions correctly? Have I been able to leave the tricky, difficult ones, lengthy ones in the exam without getting ego into my game? As long as you do that, friends, you will keep getting 99 percentiles. That's my
There are
guarantee.
something for all these questions. Here is some 22% attempt, 11% attempt,
How
uh,
sad is that? Yeah? How sad is that?
26 percentage. So this is like a 40 percentage, and this one is slightly better, 40 percentage, 37 percentage, and there is probably one question where we had 73 percentage attempt, and yeah, so interesting. I
So
think
here
people
is
would
the
have got stuck somewhere and did not probably go there. I think something would have happened.
any question you are spending more than 2.5 minutes, learn. And I think I want you to have this image in yourself. If you are spending more than 2.5, 3 minutes on a question, consider that you are doing a criminal offense to yourself in the exam. Have this mind in it. You know what? You will keep going, keep going, keep going, and there will be easy questions. There will always be easy questions in an exam. And I mean, I've made this statement for the last 22 years without fail, and I have always been correct.
There,
22 years, Jijo, right from 2000 cat I have been training, and I have said the same thing. There will always be easy questions. Now, the point is, for you to also find that easy, make sure that your basic concepts are correct. So go back to your class sheets, go back to your funda book, solve the same basic questions not once, twice, from topic by topic. 5 months to go, 150 plus days to go. There is zero reason why every one of you here in the session and listening to me or Jijo sir will get anything less than 99 percentile. 99 percentile, by the way, is 2000 students can get it. And only when more than 2000 students will have seen this, then I would say, okay, people will get 98 percentile. Jijo.
there is one thing that I would recommend all of you to do. There is that time analysis, question wise, how much time you spent. Okay, so the first thing that you should do a control A, which means and select it, paste it on Excel sheet, right? And then you get all the time, right? And then so you'll get many stuff on top. Just delete all that. Just take the table uh, where you get the time. So now you count all the zeros that you got, okay, which means you would have attempted, and then all the threes that you've got, and all the minus ones that you've got. Okay, add all that, add this time and check. And I'm guaranteeing you the most of the time. I'm so out of the 40 minutes. I am basically saying that if you actually look at about 40 minutes, I I will not be surprised if some of you would have spent 20 minutes to get 0 marks. Which means I went to one question and all. And so look at some of these questions, the number of questions, the average number of questions that you put in, and then you look at what is the productive time that you have. It is so it is this do that analysis and check, okay, check that, and then you realize uh, that is number one. Number two is basics. Number three is that there are videos that is being put up by GP on the Jugaad, but for the Jugaad has to work, you have to make it work for you. So it is absolutely important. I'll go back and saying it's absolutely important. Your mock is a prep tool, is a learning tool. It is a learning tool, and we have told you before. I'm saying this. If you look at all the resources that you have, how much it's for a book to get updated is going to take a while, right? Revision of books, revision of class sheets, it's going to take whiles. So the thing that gets updated near to the common cat, taking into what we see in the cat, would be this mock test. I'm not saying those resources are bad. Those resources are very important, but to align yourself to what you see in the cat, I'm sure that please ensure that you are using this test. I'm very happy to see all of you listening this session. uh, and first of all, happy that you're at least taking this test, learning from the test, and I'm sure that you guys will improve. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's it for today, I guess. Anything else that you would like to add? This is the last one.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. So that is for the okay. I'll pick up some questions. What is it? Dijo sir, please give some tips on where to start and choose the RC and VRC section. So first of all, if you ask me, I don't choose. Okay, I start, but choosing is like 2 minutes wasted. Okay, so why you have to sit and choose stuff? Because in which case, even if I choose RC passages, if you let's say you're solving three, if you're gonna choose those passages, you're largely going to choose based on comfort level of the passage, right? So quickly make the decision. That's what I'll say. So what is so, okay? This is how many test submission were there? 129, 124 something at 6 p.m. Probably I think they would have probably crossed 3,000. ये कोई पूछ रहा है आपको?
Ravi said this month end he is going to release this.
Yeah. All right. Okay, ladies. Okay, what is it? So Kuldeep asked questions. Can you tell how to plan revision for QA with ongoing syllabus? Okay.
Actually, you know what, Kuldeep? There was one session we've just done 2 weeks, 1 week back on 6 months to CAD, how to prepare for each of these things. I think that will be the session that I would like you to go through, where individual areas, including month wise, June, July, August, September, what and how you should do it. Also, I have taken it up myself. It's a 30-minute session that I've taken, so I'll have to go back and do it. May I request you to go through that YouTube? And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Career Launcher Media, may I again request you to do it immediately, and you will find that same thing.
Okay. One question I'm going to pick. Arpit's question is about update on Star Bash and eligibility to Star Bash. Let me say what this means, right? So it means I would want to look at, or we would like to look at a bunch of students who are very serious, irrespective of their scores. What does serious mean? Somebody who's sitting and fighting hard. Somebody who's taking mock tests regularly. So we will, in the month of around August, we will look at the people who are taking the mock test regularly and get all of them together in one platform. Probably we'll use Telegram as a group, and we will share input because we would like to help the people who want to help themselves. So eligibility is what? Take the test. That's it. And we have got some quick questions here. Let me. I am getting too many paragraph jumble incorrect. This is Mr. Shah. This is a symptom. You are going to a doctor. If you ask questions like these, I'm telling to everyone, people are going to give you a random advice. You have to understand. Unfortunately, you have to diagnose your problem. So you have to go back and look at why. So redo the questions. Go back to the question. Look at the order. Look at what you missed. Learn from each things, and then I'm sure that you will grow. Rahul, I have a question. Asks, is it worth take off from office for a full November month?
As long as you are able to get this without a problem, you please take it. Is it worth it or not? Depends on what you do with that November. I'm not saying it is worth it or not worth it. Depends if you want to fly off to Maldives with your girlfriend, it's also worth it. But if you want to really prepare, I think you don't need that month off. Honestly, if you get the month off and you think you can spend time and put in effort, take that. That's all. But put in effort right now, guys. November में कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Almost everything it has to happen in June, July, August, September max. October and November is a complete revision game, strategy game. So that's my genuine opinion about this. That November alone trying to cram up, it's not a degree exam as far as I am concerned.
I
Jijo,
mean,
what is your take on that, by the way? Just to
on this, is it worth? So it's very difficult to answer. Like what he said. No, is it worth taking office from office? Taking off from office means if you can get leave from office, wonderful. So take a leave.
do
Okay,
it.
so that is so there is there's no harm in doing it. But if you're quitting the job, then the repercussion is many, which means then would mean that you're going through the interview process. What if you don't make it? What if you, and then all that complication would come. So ideally, if you have a job in hand, I think you should stick to it unless until it is absolutely difficult for you to manage. It is not that if you quit the job, life is going to come to a standstill. I know many people have quit the job and made it B school, but this has to be a careful decision that to make. I don't think that I'll be able to give a blanket sort of answer to this. Vishal, sir, I've been reading consistently for 3-4 months. I haven't got drastic change. Why do you need drastic change? Okay, changes are all very slow. And I don't know how many years in your life you have been reading. Okay, you started reading now in the last 3-4 months, and we don't need any drastic change. Well, how many questions? What talking? We are talking about 10 questions, right? 10, 11 questions net correct. That okay? Yeah,
I would like to say, don't worry about drastic change. Keep doing for the
yeah,
next 5 months.
yeah.
More than sufficient for you to get a 99 percentile. Do not stop, Vishal Bhagat. If you've really done for consistently for 3 to 4 months, another 5 months, trust both of us here. We are saying, just keep doing it. You will be surprised. You will get a 99 percentile. Yes.
I mean, this unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves of improve. That's
Ah,
the problem. Just stick to the process. No, you'll improve. Yeah. Uh, Star, should I stick to online?
sorry,
Oops, where
sorry,
is it?
sorry, sorry.
I think I was. I think
Syed
both of.
Amar Akhtar, I have answered this question for you, Akhtar. भाई एक एग्जाम में कम आ गया मार्क्स फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. Just go back and solve all the questions. But here is what I was saying, like I was saying in my reply to you, विराट कोहली भी कभी कभी जीरो पे आउट हो जाता है यार, टेंशन मत लो.
I'll go back and see why. Okay, I'll pick this one. So should I stick to online practice or normal practice? I
ये
said
क्या होता
normal
है?
practice. I'm getting bored. I did not understand the sentence. Okay, you're not supposed to get bored, right? Whether it
What
is
is normal
online,
practice and what is online practice?
I think maybe book. I don't know what. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
Arpita's to answer.
okay.
Ah, so what is it question? Always got section 2 section on hand. I'm disappointing. Not able to get all this, but I think that the disappointment and all is waste of time. No, what the disappointment? What you go to? It's like why are we disappointed? इसमें कुछ disappointment है नहीं. There is no question of any disappointment or even happiness. We are still learning, right? It's like if during the learning phase, if I look at disappointment and happiness, it'll be very painful. It's like I'm learning to drive. Today I came back, yay, I could change the gear. Tomorrow I'll say, no, I had difficulty in fourth gear. How will it's going to be a problem? No, stick to it. Other questions: what? How to manage stress during the examination? Keep chill. Okay, don't think about it. Okay, so there you got another question. Which IM is conducting CAT 2022? Which one is it?
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter. Bring it on. Who cares? Whichever I am, you just come. We will talk even whack to you. That's what. Or I think I've anything else. What is this question?
I am Bangalore is expected to conduct, it seems.
I'm Bangalore. Okay, it doesn't matter. It just
क्या
doesn't
फर्क
matter.
पड़ता है? I don't know.
Lot of people go back and say Bangalore has got this attitude, this, but I just don't understand all
Bullshit
this.
that is.
Bangalore is like this. Kolkata is like Bangalore. People change every year. They're like stuck at two sets every time in DLR. 8 to 10 in QA. How to improve speed? Speed kya hai? Why are we looking at speed? First is I think we are jumping into solutions. You are assuming problem and jumping into stuff. Process. Stick to process. Redo all the questions once again that you have a problem with. Understand the issue and keep improving. Speed and all is speed is about not getting stuck in questions.
One more
Anything else?
question, Jijo, if I can answer this. I was talking to a student 2 days back, and the student said, "Sir, I thought start thinking of giving only 10 minutes to a set, but somehow the set takes 13, 14 minutes to finish." I said, "Who is giving that 13, 14 minutes? The set is giving 13, 14 minutes, or you are giving that 13, 14 minutes?" Recognize the problem.
Yeah.
You are giving,
Uh,
you are not stuck.
uh,
The DILR is not stuck. You are getting stuck.
uh,
You leave the
I think
question in 10 minutes.
this obsession with speed, we end up reading things fast. We'll get more confused. Read at your pace, solve at your pace. Don't get stuck. Jijo sir, how do you remain so joyful? Arth is here. You guys are there. Life is there. There you go. I am Bangalore. The chance of getting college is difficult. No, don't-
Chandra, Deep, you have come to hundreds of seminars that I have taken. Why are you so negative, friend? Why? क्या मिलता है तुमको नेगेटिव में? कुछ भी मिलेगा नहीं यार. आज से पॉजिटिव हो जाना, सब कुछ मिल जाएगा करके. Start thinking that everything is positive. You will start making it. It's like sir is saying, it's a process. It's a mindset. It's an attitude. Get that first.
stick to process. Process important. How to reach out to you, Jijo sir, by VRC? VRC also will be the quickest way to reach out to me because I run the course. But of course, you can reach out to me. You can post comment on the box. If you are a student of Career Launcher, I'm sure that you know my contact details. I don't know whether I'll be able to answer every single query that I get. This is bombarded. Okay, but you can easily. How to manage college and CAT studies? So I think this college studies first of all. I don't know, I don't know, but I do understand that we are forced to go to college. So if you do stuff every single day, or let's say that if you do on a weekly basis, put a task for yourself and manage, is very easy to manage, right? So the problem is we postpone lot many things of college towards the end, and then everything gets piled up. We postpone lot many things of cat towards the end, then things get piled up. So it's a very simple thing, right? People can manage. You have to manage something or other in your life, विधि, right? तो जिंदगी का यही है. We have to manage multiple things, so ensure that you prioritize important things, you do it, and then life will be good. Yeah. Want I am Lucknow badly, it is there for you.
Buy
It
it,
is
buy
there.
it.
Just go. All right, so we have got
I think
any
we'll
more? I
stop
think
it.
I don't know, we have answered all the questions. I think that's
Yeah, man.
something, most of them we did answer. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. uh it was wonderful chatting with you, and the 1 hour is almost getting over.
And
All
thank
right,
you. Have a lovely, lovely week. All the best.
bye.